Free college football picks, week 11, part 5. I'm Tony T here with our college football pick show here for Friday's action. We'll have 10 games for the Saturday games. Now, if you're looking for the Friday games, we shot a separate video for that. This is week 11, part 5, so we got 10 games for Saturday. Before we get them underway, just a couple things. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have free college football picks updated all season long, free picks every day from all the major sports like NFL, NBA, and more, making it a great time to subscribe. And also, if you would, support our channel, give us that like, that thumbs up. We greatly appreciate it. Remember, Tony'sPicks.com is brought to you by the Rhythm app. Create custom sports betting models right now with Rhythm and claim your 14-day free trial. Save time in your handicapping. Be more consistent with your handicap. Remember, it's custom, so you put in your factors. It's your numbers, your model, and get started right away. Saves you a lot of time because you still do the think work, but Rhythm does all the grunt work, saving you, well, for me, between 30 minutes and 2 hours a day handicapping, which makes my life much better. So get that Rhythm app if you're serious in this business. Be sure to visit our site, Tony'sPicks.com. If you don't handicap on your own, you'll be able to find the best cappers in our industry. Click the links to the hot cappers, get signed up to our long-term passes. You'll find the latest premium picks here center of the page. We also have best bets, $15 premium picks, multi-packs, and more. Click the links, get signed up. You'll also find our plays a la carte here on the pick ticker with team versus team information. And we also offer props for sale as well. And of course, you'll find our top performers here on the top of the leaderboards, like Joseph Schultz. We got Chauncey, Ramon doing great work as well here. You see him there. Pravi's been doing well. Ben as well. Colin's coming off a monster day. So is Tiffany, Ralph, Raymond, Marlon. Click the links, get signed up. And you can save 20% off all premium pick packages. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout. Access our page by clicking the link you see there in the description. Click the All Cappers tab. Get signed up. Always love hearing from you guys. You can post your picks in the comments. We're looking for cappers. Apply on that home page. All right, let's get this one started. Michigan State and Ohio State college football pick. This one here on Saturday. Michigan State improved to 3-6 with their 20-17 home victory to Nebraska. Spartans rushed here. 2017 home victory there. The Spartans rushed here for 63 yards on 31 carries. They allowed 148 rushing yards to the Cornhuskers with 129 passing on 28 attempts. Michigan State had a +3 turnover margin. Caden Hauser hit 13 of 20 passes for 165 yards with a touchdown. He averaged 8.3 yards per pass attempt. Ohio State sits at 9-0, a 35-16 road win at Rutgers. The Buckeyes rushed for 139 yards on 29 carries. They allowed 232 yards rushing to the Scarlet Knights with 129 passing on 25 attempts. Colin McCord hit on 19 of 26 passes for 189 yards with 3 touchdowns and an interception. He averaged 7.3 yards per pass attempt. The Spartans sit 113th in total offense by averaging 320 yards a game. The Buckeyes, strong defensive team, allowing 271 yards a game, sitting 5th in the nation. Past 3 games, the Spartans are averaging 11 points a game. Michigan State is holding teams to 3.6 yards per rush and holding opposing quarterbacks to just 60% completion rate. Buckeyes are 5-1 to the under in the Big Ten. Play here, Ohio State and Michigan State under is 47. Texas and TCU college football pick. This one here on Saturday. Texas improved to 8-1 with their 33-30 home victory to Kansas State. Longhorns rushed for 230 yards on 37 carries. They held the Wildcats at 1.1 yards per rush with 327 passing yards on 44 attempts. Quinn Ewers expected to start on Saturday after missing the past 2 games with a shoulder injury. Ewers completes 71% of his passes with 9 yards per pass attempt. He has thrown for 13 touchdowns, 3 interceptions with 5 rushing touchdowns. TCU moved to 4-5, a 35-28 road defeat to Texas Tech. Horned Frogs rushed for 3.5 yards a carry. They allowed 146 yards rushing to the Red Raiders with 282 passing yards on 36 attempts. TCU had a -2 turnover margin. Chandler Morris will not start this game with his knee injury. Josh Hoover completed 32 of 52 passing for 353 yards with a touchdown and 2 picks. He averaged 6.8 yards per pass attempt. Horned Frogs holds teams at just 48% completion rate with 3.9 yards per rush. They have struggled to get points on 57% completion rate with 3.9 yards per rush. They've struggled to get points on the board in conference Texas defends well in conference. Backup quarterback here against this Texas defense here. The play will be Texas and TCU under 55. Florida and LSU college football pick. This one here on Saturday. All right, Florida dropped to 5-4, a 39-36 home overtime defeat to Arkansas. Gators rushed for 112 yards on 28 carries. They allowed 226 yards rushing to the Razorbacks with 255 passing yards on 31 attempts. Graham Mertz completed 26 of 32 passes for 282 yards with 3 touchdowns. He averaged 6.7 yards per pass attempt. LSU falls to 6-3, a 42-28 road defeat to Alabama. Tigers rushed for 206 yards on 24 carries. They allowed 288 yards rushing to the Crimson Tide with 219 passing yards on 23 attempts. Jaden Daniels questionable with a concussion. Media reports had him cleared to practice on Wednesday. Daniels completed 15 of 24 passes for 219 yards with 2 touchdowns and an interception. He averaged 9 yards per pass attempt and rushed for 163 yards and a touchdown. Past 3 games, the Gators allowing 40 points, 482 yards a game. They have had offensive struggles on the road, putting up just 21 a game. LSU defensively does hold opposing quarterbacks to 60% completion rate. LSU top offense in college football by averaging here 545 yards a game with 6 yards per run. They are efficient passing offense with the top quarterback rating in the nation. Florida defense does give up big plays in the passing game. Play here LSU with minus, and this one here minus the 14.5. Duke and North Carolina college football pick. This one here on Saturday. Duke improved to 6-3 with their 24-21 home victory to Wake Forest. Blue Devils rushed for 181 yards on 41 carries. They allowed 159 rushing yards to the Demon Deacons with 241 passing on 19 attempts. Henry Belland is questionable with an injury. Riley Leonard is out too. Third string Grayson Loftus to start. He went 7-19 for 86 yards and a touchdown and pick. He averaged 4.5 yards per pass attempt. North Carolina 7-2 after their 59-7 home victory to FCS school Campbell. The Tar Heels are the number 3 ranked offense in college football with 5 yards per rush and efficient in the passing game. On defense, they allow 4.1 yards per rush and limit big plays in the passing game. Duke has a strong rushing attack. They're averaging 5.2 yards a game. They hold ACC teams to 18 points a game. The North Carolina defense giving up 453 yards a game over their past 3 games. Play here Duke plus the 14. Arizona State and UCLA college football pick. This one here on Saturday. Arizona State drops at 2-7 with their 55-3 road defeat to Utah. Sun Devils rushed for 43 yards on 29 carries. They allowed 352 yards rushing to the Utes with 161 passing on 28 attempts. Trenton Bourguet and Drew Pine are banged up and questionable. Jacob Conover in relief last week, 5 of 22 passing for 41 yards. He averaged 1.9 yards per pass attempt. UCLA fell to 6-3, a 27-10 road defeat in Arizona. Bruins rushed for 114 yards on 29 carries. They allowed 3.7 yards per rush to the Wildcats with 300 passing yards on 33 attempts. Ethan Garber's 13 of 21 passing for 143 yards and a touchdown. He averaged 6.8 yards per pass attempt. UCLA has major issues with quarterback accuracy. They are averaging only 23 points a game in the Pac-12 and have failed to cover 4 of those 6 games. Arizona State does have an efficient passing defense. They're allowing just 6.4 yards per pass attempt, 10.2 yards per pass completion. Play here Arizona State plus the 17. New Mexico State and Boise State college football pick. This one here Saturday. New Mexico and Boise State. Mexico fell to 3-6 with their 56-14 home defeat to the UNLV Rebels. Lobos rushed for 166 yards on 45 carries. They allowed 169 yards rushing to the Rebels with 247 passing on 18 attempts. New Mexico had a -2 turnover margin. Dylan Hopkins hit 15 of 23 passes for 187 yards. He averaged 8.1 yards per pass attempt. Boise State fell to 4-5. a 37-30 road defeat to Fresno State. Broncos rushed for 177 yards on 34 carries. They allowed 138 yards rushing to the Bulldogs with 303 passing yards on 40 attempts. Maddox Madsen, 22 of 42 passing for 258 yards with a touchdown and interception. He averaged 6.1 yards per pass attempt, plus rushed for 61 yards and a touchdown. New Mexico's rushing for 4.8 yards a carry. Boise State over their past 3 games, holding teams at 318 yards a game. The Lobos have an issue with quarterback accuracy, as do the Broncos. Play here in New Mexico and Boise State under 60.5. Iowa State and BYU college football pick. This one here on Saturday. Iowa State fell to 5-4, a 28-21 home defeat to Kansas. Cyclones rushed for 75 yards on 25 carries. They limited the Jayhawks to 2.1 yards per rush with 287 passing yards on 23 attempts. Rocco Beck completed 20 of 26 passes for 216 yards and an interception. He averaged 8.3 yards per pass attempt and had a rushing touchdown. BYU drops to 5-4, a 37-7 road defeat to West Virginia. Cougars rushed for 67 yards on 21 attempts. They allowed 336 yards rushing to the Mountaineers with 231 passing on 28 attempts. Jake Retzlaff, 24 of 42 passing for 210 yards with 5 yards per pass attempt. He will get a start on Saturday as Keaton Slovis has that arm injury. BYU 4-0 straight up at home, putting up 29 points per game and holding teams to just 14. Iowa State has struggled to score on the road. They sit 103rd in the nation offensively by rushing for just 3.8 yards a game and giving up big games. 3.8 yards per rush attempt and giving up big gains in the passing game defensively. Play here will be BYU plus the 8s. Fresno State and San Jose State college football pick. This one here is on Saturday. Fresno State improved to 8-1, a 37-30 home victory to Boise State. Bulldogs rushed for 138 yards on 29 carries. They allowed 177 yards on the ground to the Broncos with 311 yards passing on 46 attempts. Mikey Keene, 24-38 passing for 290 yards with a touchdown and interception. He averaged 7.6 yards per pass attempt. San Jose State improved to 4-5, a 35-zip road win 2 weeks ago at Hawaii. Spartans rushed for 217 yards on 45 attempts. They limited the Warriors to 2.6 yards per carry on the ground, 146 passing yards on 37 attempts. San Jose State had a +2 turnover margin. Jevon Cordero, 16 of 26 passes for 251 yards with 2 touchdowns. He averaged 9.7 yards per pass attempt. San Jose State is allowing 4.8 yards per rush. Fresno State on the road holds teams to just 23 points a game behind really good run and pass defense. But in conference, the Spartans are allowing 355 yards a game. Player will be Fresno State at a pick 'em. USC and Oregon college football pick. This one here on Saturday. USC fell to 7-3 with that 52-42 home defeat to Washington. Trojans rushed for 203 yards on 27 carries. They allowed 316 yards rushing to the Huskies with 256 passing yards on 30 attempts. Caleb Williams, 27 of 35 passing for 312 yards with 3 touchdowns. He averaged 8.9 yards per pass attempt and had a rushing touchdown. Oregon improved to 8-1, a 63-19 home victory to California. Ducks rushed for 153 yards on 36 attempts. They held the Golden Bears to 3.5 yards per rush with 177 yards passing on 34 attempts. Bo Nix, 29 of 38 passing for 386 yards with 4 touchdowns and an interception. He averaged 10.2 yards per pass attempt and had 2 rushing touchdowns. USC sits 4th offensively in yards per play, averaging 7.5 yards a play. They are an efficient passing team. On the road, they are putting up 40 points and 458 yards a game. The Ducks have give up 36 points and 415 yards to Washington. Play will be USC plus the 15.5. Air Force and Hawaii college football pick. This one here on Saturday. Air Force drops to 8-1, a 23-3 home defeat here to the Army. Falcons rushed for 155 yards on 40 carries. They surrendered 213 yards rushing to the Black Knights with 40 passing yards on 9 carries. 9 attempts. Zach Lanier completed 9 of 22 passes for 93 yards and 2 interceptions. He averaged 4.2 yards per pass attempt and rushed for 45 yards. Air Force had a -6 turnover margin. Hawaii improved to 3-7, a 27-14 road win at Nevada. Warriors rushed for 136 yards on 35 carries. They allowed 3 yards per rush to the Wolfpack with 112 yards passing on 24 attempts. Braden Shager, 21 of 38 passing for 203 yards and 2 touchdowns. He averaged 5.3 yards per pass attempt and rushed for 49 yards. Air Force strong running team averaging 5.1 yards per carry. Hawaii struggles to defend the run, allowing 4.7 yards per rush. Hawaii against the conference allowing 35 points a game, and they're giving up big plays in the passing game. Warriors are a high-volume passing team. The Falcons against the Mountain West are putting up 39 points and 48 yards a game. Player Air Force and Hawaii over 47.5. All right, that was our college football pick show here for week 11, part 5. Now, if you're looking for the Friday games, we shot a separate video for those. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have free college football picks updated all season long. Free picks every day from all the major sports. So be sure to subscribe. Remember, Tony'sPicks.com is brought to you by the Rhythm app. Create custom sports betting models with the Rhythm app and create your own numbers in a much faster than doing it yourself, right? Because Rhythm takes care of the grunt work, but you still load your factors in the handicap. And then those factors are handicapped against the entire board. So you're actually seeing the entire playing field, the entire betting field with Rhythm. It's a great app, guys. Check it out. Claim that 14-day free trial. And, of course, you can download it over at the Apple, Android, and Google store right now. And, of course, remember, visit our site, Tony'sPicks.com, for best plays. If you don't handicap the games yourself, get them over at Tony'sPicks.com, our best plays there. Use promo code TonyT at checkout. You'll save the 20% off. All right. We'll have live shows throughout the day and more free picks on our channel. I'm Tony T. We'll talk to you guys later.